Okay, I think I'm ready. Do you like this blanket? I've been sewing a bit again. I had a Marks and Sparks fleece blanket, just this here, but I was given this by Yvonne Brown, who runs online travel, and she travels a lot to Africa as a travel agent. She takes tour parties there and has a grand old time. Anyway, she brought back this Adinkra print. I think she might have done this herself actually, but it's got some lovely Accept God logos, Adinkra symbols on, which are just gorgeous. So that's what's on the blanket, um, because it's nice and comforting, and it's not been used with clients just yet. So I apologise for all the crinkly sounds, but it's my sound check as well. Okay. So, how you been? I've been good. I've been good because this week is the end of the last weekend in April. I've been commissioned to or asked to provide massage for a retreat, which I'm going to get the train up for. Yeah, and that will be really nice. And I'll give you some more info about it once I get back. But it's really nice being out and about and in different parts of the country to do the work that I do. It's been wonderful for me to have the opportunity to do that. I've always had the potential to do it, but I haven't had much opportunity to. So this is where it's happening, and I'm all for it. So this week's podcast is about why people fall asleep when they are on the massage table. And it's a really funny one because you suddenly realize sometimes when you're on the table that you're somewhere else, but you're totally relaxed, your muscles relaxed, your arms are relaxed, your breathing is relaxed, everything's relaxed, your thoughts are more settled. But then you realize, where was I? Did I make a noise? Did I snore? And it's one of those things that massage therapists sometimes call a compliment. It is a pretty good compliment when someone falls asleep on your table, because what you've done is you've invited in the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's decided, yeah, this place is all right. Let me get to work here. So it's part of your rest and digest, and that's really, really important. Today, I'm going to go into some explanations about that. And we've got about 5 or 6 reasons why people can fall asleep on the massage table. So let's get to it. So there's something called fight, flight, fawn, freeze. So these are natural instincts in most mammalian creatures, in that when we are threatened, we take action. We take action by fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So fawning is somehow behaving in a more subservient manner. Freezing is when we just stop still and hope that whatever's happening, the predator will move around us. Flight is the ability to run. Fight is the ability to stand up for yourself. So these are the general things that we do in order to self-preserve. These hormones in modern life are often mixed up in responses that should be maybe, let's be a bit more alert, but actually, because we're in a setting we don't have much control of, we tend to submerge our emotions, and the effects of those emotions can cause us to go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So we go into an office space and people aren't very friendly. Our heart rate will go up and we'll be stressed about that. And these hormones, the hormones that control these reactions, are normally adrenaline and cortisol. They're kind of stress hormones. When these hormones are heightened, lots of things in the body go on, like our body may develop more inflammation than it normally does. Our body may have higher blood pressure. Our body may go through palpitations. Some people have anxiety, which perpetuates these things as well. And stress isn't so good, because stress can have knock-on effects with our health also. Bearing that in mind, what we do encourage during a massage is the rest and digest. The rest and digest is all about the oxytocin and the serotonin, which are the settling, cuddle hormones, the calming hormones, the hormones that are really, really the ones that invite us to rest and digest. So what this means is the heart rate slows, breathing deepens, the muscles soften, and beautifully the brain gets quieter. It's not darting about the place. Now, some people can get these hormones of serotonin and oxytocin working just through meditation. So just sitting and breathing is enough to set them off and to allow rest and digest to develop. And there are some really seasoned practitioners who are able to do that, and they use different forms of meditation to do that. For example, love and awareness meditation, meditation where you are projecting out goodwill and drawing goodwill back to you so that you've got this sense of loving awareness. And that's a beautiful thing. On the massage table, we can do similar too. We can encourage relaxation of all of those factors, and that rest and digest part is really, really important there. Apparently, massage can change your brain chemistry as well. There's some stuff called dopamine and there's some stuff called serotonin. And these two regulate mood and relaxation, which is amazing. They reduce the levels of adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones, and serotonin is particularly interesting because it's a precursor to melatonin, which is a hormone that regulates sleep. So you can see where things start to meld into each other. If you've got a peak of serotonin, what you're doing is you're increasing the chances of your melatonin kicking in. So, for example, if you have a massage and your serotonin levels are rising, by the time you go home, you're so chilled, the melatonin can do its work, and that can give you a good night's sleep after the massage. So, yes, people wake up and they think, wow, I'm feeling really chilled now. This is really pleasant. I really like this feeling. Let me just go home, have a hot drink of something uncaffeinated, prepare myself to sleep, and go sleep and feel wonderful. This is what we're looking for. Chef's kiss. So massage isn't just relaxing psychologically, it's also biochemically proven to aid sleep. So falling asleep on the massage table is a natural part of that. There's a physical response to massage, which I find fascinating. And the physical response to massage is that your muscles can let go and release tension. Yesterday, I massaged a lady who has been under tremendous stress recently with renovations going on in her home. And the thing is, she can't do anything about it. If the work person is hammering the wall, she's going to jump every time. It's natural to be stressed. And whilst she came in for a massage to assist with that, but whilst I was working on her, I noticed that one arm just would not respond to the massage in the way I had expected. So sometimes we do a passive mobilization and we shape the arm. And sometimes the arm is rigid and you'll say to the client, breathe in and let the bones just relax and flop. And that doesn't happen. This is a subconscious thing. It's not something people hold on to on purpose. It's not something that people, you know, will let go of because they don't know that they're holding. So if you're holding the muscle, it needs opportunity to really get the message to relax. So if you're used to carrying tension, massage gives you an opportunity to release that tension. Sometimes just the pressure of holding the muscle or the joint where the joints connect, for example at the shoulder, can be enough to allow the client to think, wow, I don't need to counterbalance that touch. I can actually yield to that touch. Again, chef's kiss. That sense of physical relief can make the nervous system relax so deeply that sleep happens as well. So it's one of those things, if you're holding on to tension in the muscle, that means your mind is still primed for fight flight when it could actually relax into things. So letting go of physical tension can affect the mental ability to relax as well. So usually a massage therapist spend a fair bit of time when they've set up their spaces to create a space that is holistically relaxed and calming. Now, if you have a massage business and it is within a gym, you need to work in a different type of way. Perhaps consider it less so much about the calming effect of massage, but more about this is a body shop, we're going to do body work here. It's a sporty eventing sort of place, or a lively place where classes are going on. Where it's noisy, it's not so easy to have a massage that is calming, down regulating, co regulating. So, generally, a massage therapist tries to make a calm, warm environment, an inviting environment for the client to just settle and relax into their treatment. So we go for dim lighting, gentle music, warm, supportive space. Warmth is a great tool to use for comfort and relaxation. Minimal talking, encouraging them to close their eyes. I generally don't suggest that because some people like to keep their eyes open, but some clients actually like to have a blindfold or some sort of eye shading or subdued lighting, and that way they can settle in. And this reduces the sensory stimulus and gives the brain an opportunity to not have that constant conversation of of stimuli around them. The brain needs to down regulate. The less stimulate, the better. If this is the first time that this happens in a week, it means that after the treatment, the client feels well rested, well relaxed, and actually sometimes a quiet mind, I consider it actually an undiscovered country. And that means that there's an opportunity for them to explore nothingness, that undiscovered country where the brain can say, I can switch off. And in that undiscovered country of switching off the brain, there's an opportunity again to relax so much that you may fall asleep. It's simple that you could have a spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet, you could have 7 days, and each day has 24 hours. And each 24 hours, you can say, well, what's your optimal? 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep? And in that 24 hours, how much time in that time would you use to physically burn off energy and create enough positive stress on the body to encourage you to sleep well? And in that 24 hours, have you eaten enough? Have you drunk enough? Have you relaxed enough? Have you had non screen time enough? Have you had communication and love time enough in order for you to get a good night's sleep? If you need that sleep and you come for a massage therapy treatment, you are going to sleep on that table because your body is going to take that rest back. And it can be banked against the time that you have when you go home and go to sleep later. And that's a wonderful thing in itself. So, in order to recover and restore, it's important for you to think, okay, I'm recalibrating, I'm defragmenting, I am taking my rest on that table. So, allow those barriers to fall of stress and get that rest. So, yeah, it's a big one because do you give yourself permission enough to fall asleep on the massage table? I think it's really important that you do. I believe it is a sign of trust that you feel comfortable enough to fall asleep on the massage table. I find it deeply reassuring and it's a quiet strength. for you to feel comfortable enough that you are going to lie down on that massage table and fall asleep. So if you've ever fallen asleep on the massage table, don't tell yourself off. Don't feel a way about it. Relax. It's okay. You haven't lost anything. You've gained something. You've restored something. And replenishment and restoration is all about the massage treatment. Sleep is healing. And I believe if you're not getting the sleep at home that you need and you fall asleep on the massage table readily, perhaps it's time to actually set yourself some sleep hygiene rules to live by. And the sleep hygiene rules that I would suggest are that there's some no screen time at the end of your day. That you consider getting yourself some sort of eye masks so that when you go to sleep, you've got total blackout. That you consider playing with the numbers a bit. So if you know you go to bed, say at midnight, and you get up at 6, that's quite a short time. Try maybe at the weekend to get that line, see what your natural sleep would be like without the alarm clock. Maybe even forego what it is that you do that last couple of, screen time or whatever late in the evening. Maybe consider having a nice hot bath or a nice hot shower and then just retiring to sleep a bit early. I consider that a treat, going to bed early. And I think that we don't give sleep the honour it deserves. It's a time for replenishment and rest. And making a space where the temperature's just right, where you're comfortable, that has no screens in the space, and actually getting that sleep is the rewards that we deserve. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed today, and I'm going to sign off now because I've got to prep for a retreat that's up and coming. If you've got any comments or anything, do get in touch. I bid you follow my podcast and review it as well, please. You know I love my 5 stars. And I look forward to any comments you may have. And I'm signing out.